You know, James, I was watching a movie last night, and the main character had to make a split-second decision between saving his brother or saving a group of strangers. It was so intense, and I found myself pausing the movie, actually pausing it, just to ask myself, what would I do?
Oh, wow. That is the kind of question that keeps you up at night, isn't it? There's no right answer. And honestly, those are the conversations that I find the most fascinating in English because they aren't about grammar or verb tenses. They're about who we are.
Exactly. It's about values. And today, we are going to tackle something really special. We are going to learn how to debate ethical dilemmas. It's like taking your brain to the gym. It's going to be a workout.
I love that analogy, brain gym. Because ethical dilemmas force you to use higher-level English, conditional grammar, expressing opinions, agreeing, disagreeing, all in one package. It's the ultimate test for a learner.
It really is, and it's so much fun. A very warm welcome to everyone here at Learning English Studio. I'm Amelia, and I am so ready to get deep and philosophical with you all today.
Hi, everyone. I'm James. It's great to be here. I've got my thinking cap on, and my coffee, of course.
Essential fuel for deep thinking. Thank you all for tuning in. Before we jump into the moral maze, just a quick reminder to please subscribe to the channel and click that like button. It helps us so much. And if you have a friend who loves a good debate, share this episode with them.
Yes, share the debate. The more minds, the better.
Okay, James, let's start at the beginning. What exactly is an ethical dilemma?
Good question. It's a complex situation where you have to choose between two options, and neither option is perfect. Usually, there is a moral conflict. Doing one thing might be good for one person but bad for another. Or it might be legally right but morally wrong.
Right. It's a conflict of values. And in English, when we talk about these, we use some very specific phrases. We don't just say, I choose A, we explain why.
Exactly. We use phrases like, from an ethical standpoint, or from a moral perspective.
From a moral perspective. I love that one. It sounds so intelligent. Or if we look at this from a utilitarian point of view.
Ooh, utilitarian is a great word. That means choosing the option that helps the most people. It's about the greater good.
The greater good. That is a huge concept in ethics. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few.
Yes, and the opposite of that is looking at the individual. I believe we have a duty to protect the individual, regardless of the consequences.
So you see, already we are moving into advanced territory, regardless of the consequences. That is a high-level phrase.
Let's try our first dilemma. This is a classic one, the trolley problem. Have you heard of it?
Oh yes, the trolley problem. It's famous. But let's explain it for our listeners. Okay, so imagine a train is coming down the track. It's going to hit 5 people who are tied to the track. They will die.
Right, but you are standing next to a lever. If you pull the lever, the train will switch to a different track, but on that track, there's only one person tied down.
So you have 2 choices, do nothing and 5 people die, or pull the lever and 1 person dies. What do you do?
It's horrible, right? But to debate this in English, we need to weigh the options. We can say, on the one hand, saving 5 lives seems logical.
On the one hand, and then on the other hand. This is the perfect structure for a dilemma. On the other hand, actively pulling the lever makes you responsible for that one person's death.
Exactly. By intervening, you become an agent of death. That's a heavy phrase, an agent of death. So, which side would you take, James? Are you a utilitarian? Save the 5?
I think I have to go with the greater good. I would pull the lever. I feel like I'd feel guilty if I let 5 people die when I could have stopped it.
Interesting. I'd feel guilty. That's a moral feeling. I think I might agree with you. Although the idea of being responsible, that is heavy. But imagine if that one person was your mother, then what?
Oh, that changes everything. Then it becomes personal. I couldn't sacrifice my own mother even to save 5 strangers.
That brings us to another dilemma, the conflict between personal loyalty and public duty. This is a common theme in movies and literature.
It is. So, vocabulary for this: conflict of interest, moral obligation, personal bias.
Bias is a good word. If you save your mother, you're biased. You're not being objective.
Objectivity is when you look at the facts without feelings. Subjectivity is when you look at it through your personal feelings.
So we can say it is difficult to be objective when family is involved.
Exactly. Okay, let's move to a different kind of dilemma. Let's talk about honesty, the white lie.
Oh, this is something we all do, isn't it? The classic example. Your friend buys a new hat. It's terrible. It looks awful. They ask, do you like it?
The terrible hat dilemma. Do you tell the truth and hurt their feelings, or do you lie and make them feel good?
This is a great practice batch. We can use conditional sentences. If I tell the truth, she might get upset. If I lie, I am being dishonest, but I'm protecting her feelings.
Protecting someone's feelings is a valid ethical reason. It's called benevolence, acting with kindness.
But is it kind? Maybe she wears the hat to a job interview and doesn't get the job because of it. Then your lie hurt her in the long run.
Ah, good point. In the long run versus in the short term. That is a great distinction. In the short term, she feels happy. In the long run, she suffers.
I think I would tell the truth, but very gently. I'd use a softener.
How would you say it?
I'd say, it's not really my style, but you look happy in it.
Ha, that's clever. You didn't say it was ugly, but you didn't say you liked it. You found a middle ground, a diplomatic solution.
Diplomacy is a great skill. In English, we call it tact, having tact.
Okay, let's take it up a notch. Let's talk about professional dilemmas. Imagine you are a lawyer. You know your client is guilty, but it's your job to defend them.
This is tough. It challenges your sense of justice versus your professional duty. I have a duty to my client versus I have a duty to society.
How do we debate this? On the one hand, everyone deserves a fair defense. That is a fundamental human right.
On the other hand, defending a guilty person might put innocent people at risk in the future.
We can use phrases like the principle of the thing, or it sets a dangerous precedent. If you let this slide, what happens next?
Slippery slope. That is a great idiom. It's a slippery slope. Once you start doing one small wrong thing, it gets easier to do bigger wrong things.
A slippery slope. I love that idiom. It's very common in ethical debates.
Let's talk about technology. This is very modern. Self-driving cars. They're programmed to make decisions. If a car's brakes fail, should it hit a wall and kill the passenger, or swerve and hit a pedestrian?
Oh, the algorithm of death. This is a real debate happening right now in Silicon Valley. Who is responsible?
We can use words like programming, algorithm, responsibility, liability.
Who is to blame? Is it the manufacturer or the passenger?
This brings up the concept of accountability, being held accountable for your actions.
I think the car should protect the passenger. I paid for the car to protect me.
Interesting. But the pedestrian didn't choose to be in the accident. The passenger accepted some risk by getting in the car.
Oh, that's a good point. Accepted risk.
So we can say, I argue that the pedestrian has the right of way because they didn't consent to the risk.
I argue that, or my contention is. That is a very formal, high-level debating phrase. My contention is that the manufacturer is liable.
Liable means legally responsible. Good word.
Let's take a short break here, listeners. We'll be right back with more dilemmas and more powerful English phrases to help you argue your point. Don't go away.
And we are back. You are listening to Learning English Studio. I'm James.
And I'm Amelia. We are debating ethical dilemmas and learning how to express those deep, complex thoughts in English.
It's been a fascinating chat so far. We've covered trains, hats, and self-driving cars.
We really have. I feel like my brain is getting a workout.
Let's talk about a dilemma that many students face: cheating. Imagine you have a big exam, you haven't studied, you have the opportunity to cheat, and you know you won't get caught.
The classic temptation, to cheat or not to cheat.
On one hand, if I cheat, I get a good grade and I pass the class.
But on the other hand, if I cheat, I am undermining the value of my degree. Undermining means weakening or damaging.
That is a great word. It undermines my integrity. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching.
It's a matter of principle. A matter of principle means it's about following your moral code, not about the result.
But what if you are poor and you need this degree to get a job to feed your family? Does that change things?
Oh, that adds a layer of complexity, desperation, circumstantial factors.
You could argue necessity knows no law. That is an old idiom. It means if you are desperate, you might do things you normally wouldn't do.
That is deep. But for a debate, we can say, I sympathize with the situation, however, I cannot condone cheating.
Condone means accept or allow behavior. I cannot condone it.
I understand the pressure, but it sets a bad precedent.
See, we're using phrases like I sympathize, I cannot condone, it sets a bad precedent. This is C1, C2 level English.
It really is. It sounds so professional. Let's move to a dilemma about the environment. It's about now versus later.
Right. We want economic growth now. We want cheap flights, cheap clothes, cheap food.
But it destroys the planet for the future. Short-term gain versus long-term pain.
Sustainable development. We need to balance the needs of today with the needs of tomorrow.
We can use phrases like intergenerational justice. That's a fancy term for being fair to the generations that come after us.
We have a moral obligation to future generations. We cannot mortgage their future.
Mortgage their future. That's a powerful metaphor, using the bank term for stealing someone's future chances.
But someone might argue we have to survive today before we can worry about tomorrow. Survival comes first.
That is a valid counter-argument. A counter-argument. We can introduce it by saying, that is a valid point, however, or I see where you're coming from, but...
I see where you're coming from, but we can't ignore the climate crisis.
Exactly. This structure is key. Validate their point, then hit them with your but.
Let's do a quick role play. I'll be the greedy industrialist. You be the environmental activist.
Okay, this sounds fun.
I'll start. We must build this factory. It will create 5,000 jobs. People need work.
Okay. I understand the need for jobs, James. However, the pollution from this factory will poison the river for centuries.
But people are hungry now. They can't eat in the future. They need to eat today.
I sympathize with that truly, but if we destroy the environment now, there will be no jobs in the future anyway. The economy depends on nature.
You are looking at the ideal world. I am looking at reality.
I am looking at long-term reality. We need sustainable jobs, not just temporary ones.
It's a tough choice.
Haha, great role play. We used I understand, however, I sympathize, but it flowed well.
It did. And we used poison the river, sustainable jobs, temporary.
Vocabulary is the key here. If you don't have the word sustainable, you can't make the argument.
So, listeners, when you prepare for debates, write a list of key words for environment, sustainability, pollution, renewable, conservation.
For ethics, integrity, principle, obligation, duty, consequence.
For truth, honesty, deception, transparency, authenticity.
Build your word bank.
Let's talk about one final dilemma, the Robin Hood dilemma, stealing from the rich to give to the poor.
The classic hero thief. Is it ethical?
He is breaking the law. Theft is a crime.
But he is redistributing wealth. Redistributing wealth, addressing inequality.
Two wrongs don't make a right. Stealing is wrong even if the intention is good.
That is a strong idiom. Two wrongs don't make a right.
You could argue the system is rigged against the poor. The rich stole the money first. Robin Hood is just taking it back.
Rigged. That means the game is fixed to be unfair.
So, is it ever justifiable to break the law for a moral cause?
Justifiable. Yes, you can use that word. The ends justify the means. That is a famous phrase. It means if the result is good, the bad things you did to get there are okay.
That is a dangerous philosophy, though, isn't it?
It can be, but it's a great debate topic. Do the ends justify the means?
I think we could debate that for hours.
We definitely could, and I think our listeners could too.
Which brings us to our interactive segment. We want to hear your arguments.
Yes, we want to put your brain to the test. We're going to give you a this or that dilemma.
Okay, Amelia, hit us with the question.
Okay, scenario A. You find a wallet on the street. It has $1,000 in it, but no ID. There's no way to find the owner.
Okay, scenario B. You see a charity box for hungry children. You can put the money in the box.
The question is, do you keep the $1,000 for yourself or do you donate it to the charity? It's anonymous. No one will know what you did.
Oh, that is the temptation of anonymity.
Exactly. So listeners, tell us in the comments, do you choose option A, keep the money, or option B, donate it?
And please use one of the English phrases we learned today to explain why. For example, you could write, I choose option A because I believe in charity begins at home. Or, I choose option B because I think we have a moral obligation to help the poor.
Or maybe I keep the money because finders keepers. That's an idiom.
Finders keepers, losers weepers. Yes.
But try to use the advanced phrases. I think the ends justify the means, or from a utilitarian perspective.
We want to see your arguments. Are you a keep the money person or a donated person?
This is going to be a fascinating comment section to read. I can't wait to see what you all decide.
And don't forget to reply to other people's comments. That is the best part of a debate, seeing things from a different perspective.
Agree or disagree, but be polite. Remember the rules of a good debate. Respect the person, attack the argument.
Not, you were stupid, but I disagree with your point because...
Exactly.
Thank you so much for listening today, everyone. This was a really challenging episode, but I hope you feel smarter now.
I hope your brain feels stronger. Thank you for joining us at Learning English Studio.
If you liked this brain workout, please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. It really motivates us.
And share it with a friend who likes a philosophical argument.
See you in the next episode. Keep thinking, keep questioning, and keep learning.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.